Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Sorry, I'm still taking care of things. Let's see. I have to do something. Everything is updated. Thank you, Mirror Doppel, for reminding me. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Here we go. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. I can't decide what to do, hence the name of the stream / video. So we're either gonna do one of two things. Option one is to continue working on renovations, and that means doing terrain paint. Now, the thing about terrain paint is, yes, it is annoying. Yes, it can be tedious, even in the smallest of lots. However, you know, I've been doing it. I did some of it today. I've been doing it, trying to update things even off stream, and it's really not as bad as I think. And I guess I'm just hesitating because I knew what a nightmare it was to put it in there in the first place. Hello, Foxtrot. How are you doing? So that's on my mind, but I really want to get through it because I want my lots to look nice so that I can play the game. The other option is we could play base game building. I would have to restart my game, of course, but we could build in the base game. So that's another option that I was thinking about the other day. Now, what would I build? I have no idea. I have no idea what I would build. So that's a thought to have. We're not gonna do a poll because there's not enough people here. And an ad is happening right now. Okay. Actually, while the ad is happening, I should go get some water. More water. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. The ads are not quite done running. I have some water, so that's good. And I think I've decided what we're gonna do. So, once the ads are done, let me load the game. I'll open this one. Or no, wait. I'm gonna open the new game one. New game template. I've exited to main menu many times, so let's hope it doesn't crash. Okay. And my headphones are not really doing what I want them to do. Okay, here we go. Let's load. I might delete some of these dollhouse saves. This one. Okay. Now that we should be back from the ad, I have decided what I want to do today. And that is, I would like to redo my lots. So, this cord is not great. Here we go. I think that's a little bit better. So let's see, for the stuff, I can delete this one. I redid those two. That doesn't pertain to the save template itself. But I did redo them so that whenever I do the dollhouse stream, again, we have one for the summertime. And I'm actually looking forward to that one a lot. So I may do a dollhouse stream tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But these ones don't have terrain paint, but I did do them. They're both done, hopefully. This one has good terrain paint, but I didn't redo it. So we'll have to do that too. Copperdale, I did, like, basically all of these are updated. Celebration Center 2, Movers and Shakers. You know, I don't think I had to redo this one, but it was redone. But I want to kind of do either the small ones that are not that difficult or possibly the harder ones. And also, I downloaded this one, but as of yet, I have to redo it. So that's one thing. I did not redo this, so maybe I will do that one first. And we'll see. Because this is gonna be a pain. I know, because the jungle gym was a lot of a pain. But hopefully with my new method, it's not gonna be as much of a pain as it was before. So, I really do like the direction I was going with this. But I think I don't have to keep this version. I have another, you know, I have this original one, this one that I placed in my library, so I'm not super worried about that being lost if I change my mind, so. We'll just do this. I'm really focused when I do this, so I apologize if I'm not super interesting. I also learned that, like literally today, I learned that there's a button on my mouse for me to scroll. So I don't have to take out the mouse as much as I thought I had to before. Which is really, really nice. Okay. The only thing I haven't figured out how to do with my mouse, and I don't know, I might be able to program it this way. I might not be able to program it this way, but what is it called? I can zoom, I can scroll like this, but I have not learned how to figure out how to, like, rotate the angle that I'm at, so to speak, so that may or may not be possible. I don't know. So I might look into that. You know, when I get off stream, of course, because I don't really want to worry about that right now, so. I think I do want these parts to be a little bit dark. Maybe not that dark, but... like, maybe this dark is fine. That might be good. Okay. And unfortunately, I won't be able to go... like... I won't be able to put terrain paint on these sides here, but... I'll try to, like, maybe blend it in so it doesn't look super out of place. And I can't exactly see with these shadows in the way, but I don't think there's anything I can really do about that. Which is unfortunate. It's like, please just give me some light. There should be an option, you know, for the light to, you can turn shadows on and off. I think that would be a huge feature to have in this game. Okay, let's rotate again. And already this is less painful than it was the first time. Okay. Looking good. I'm gonna probably, over here, I want to do the playground equipment first, because it was the most painful part of this one. So, you know what, actually, can I open my software for this? Maybe, okay, pen, right click is scroll. Can I maybe do... is there a third mouse wheel? I don't know if there's like a third mouse wheel. Let me try this configuration. Oh, no, it doesn't work. It does not work. Okay, that's okay. I'm not too broken up about it. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Because it would be really nice if I could get this far button on my tablet to be the mouse button. But alas. Okay. Luckily, I think this is going to be really easy to keep light, even if we're pressing for a long time. The problem is, it might be hard to see for me. And it's gonna be really important for me to rotate in this situation. I guess if I do it from a bird's eye view, it's gonna be easier for me to do. And then I don't have to rotate as much. That looks good already. See, this was really hard to do when I was doing it with just the mouse. And I was watching Little Simsy's video the other day. It was about a mod. And I don't usually really like gameplay mods all that much. You know, I like to keep my game pretty vanilla as it is. But it was a mod for daycare career. And that's one of the things that I'm most interested about in The Sims 3. Like, I've never played The Sims 3. I only watch people play it. To be honest, I think it kind of looks pretty ugly, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't play it. Other than the fact that, you know, I would have to buy it too. That's definitely an issue. But it's one of the things that, like, looks very appealing to me in The Sims 3. But it's obviously not in The Sims 4. I almost said The Sims 2. It's obviously not there in The Sims 4, but with this mod, you can definitely do something with it. Let me see, how big of a brush? I don't think I want that big of a brush for over here. That was 2. Okay, that looks good. But anyway, I think it's really interesting, and I might try it out. I don't know. Maybe I'll even try it out, like, on stream. Again, never played Sims 3. But it doesn't look like the Sims 3 version, you know? Looks like it's just a built-in part of a Sims 4 career. Dare I say, a better Sims 4 active career. Because sometimes the active careers can be kind of buggy-ish. I've only watched people play the detective career, but it seems to have a lot of problems. So, but I have played the doctor career and the scientist career. The scientist career is one of my favorite careers in The Sims. So I do play that one quite a bit. I know what it's all about. I would say that the doctor career is definitely buggier than the... Oh my gosh, Potato! Thank you so much for continuing to fight witches for 18 months! Oh my god. It's a long time. Thank you for putting up with me for so long. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? I want to hear that you're doing okay. Definitely. We're just kind of chilling today, you know? Thank you for dealing with me. We deal with each other, although I would say that probably the other person doesn't think we deal with each other. We just enjoy the company, so that's really nice. Ah, okay. You know what, Chef Tato? Here's a new command that I put in. It's kind of a long time away, but I did a birthday countdown, and I think it's kind of fun. Chef Tato says, I'm doing good. Just a bit tired from work, but other than that, I'm good wondering what to eat. Ooh, what are your options? Because my default suggestion is either curry or pasta. So, one of those is really good. Oh, this is really light. That's good though. So, anything, to be honest, I was gonna have it delivered. Ooh, then you have even more options too. Okay, I'm actually gonna move this because I want this to go all the way over. I never even thought of doing it this way before. But it's kind of hard to make a straight line with these terrain paints. Maybe if I do it like this. You know, put the other side over here. Yeah, you could have curry, you could have... I don't know what's around you either, so... That's another thing to kind of keep in mind. I'm trying to do this in a straight line, but terrain paint doesn't really like to cooperate. See, it goes like a weird squiggly. Why? Why? Any restaurant. Ooh. Get Olive Garden. I don't know how I like that. Let's put this back and see what it looks like. I mean, that looks pretty good. Can't go wrong with pasta. No, you cannot. Oops. Okay. I think I had that on a custom angle, so... It kind of is on a squiggly, you know? That's fine, I guess. Okay, let's put this back. Yeah, Olive Garden's so good! No, but for real though, I actually do like Olive Garden a lot. So. Okay. Does this go all the way across like this? I think so. Oh, I don't want it to be super dark though. That might be fine. Yes, breadsticks. Okay, there we go. I think that's acceptable. And then now we just kind of have to do the tube part. Some of these tubes touch the ground, or at least look like they touch the ground, and some of them are kind of off the ground. It's really hard to like... These ones touch. But then like... Well... Most of the ones that cross touch. This one doesn't touch, but I still think that it would probably have some kind of dirt underneath it, so... We'll see. We'll see. Chip Data says, they say to not eat many breadsticks because that's how you get you to full up. I say bring them. I will run them to bankruptcy on breadsticks. You know, here's a thought though. You could, you know, stash them. You could stash either the breadsticks or your food. You know, order your food, fill up on as many breadsticks as you want, and then just eat your food later. That's what I say. I eat a lot of leftovers. Well, actually, that's not true, because I hate leftovers. But a lot of times at Olive Garden, I will keep my leftovers because I have a tiny stomach. Okay, I don't want this to be too huge, but it is a rather large piece here. And I don't really want it to like go into the middle too much either. Chef Tato says, actually no, I'm an introvert, so they usually ask me and I agree. Yes. More breadsticks. More! Okay. Trying to see, I might have to scoot the play place out of the way again too. To see, because I'm using quite a large brush and they do overlap like a little tiny bit-ish. Let's see. More! Yes! Okay, see, because this looks okay, but then I think there's a... Let's see. Like that? Oh no, I can't remember. I think it was there. Wait, how did this get so out of line then? Maybe... No, I think it was like this. Yeah, because this one has all of its stuff. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this. And then it has... This one goes up though, so we won't have a part there. That might be okay. When I put it back. Looks fine. I think. I'm second guessing myself, of course. I think that's good. I think it's good. Asking me how I am. Mm, that's a very difficult question for me at this current moment. It feels like I am, but I don't think my medication is working, so I probably have to go back to the doctor. Well, I know I have to go back to the doctor. It's just a matter of, like, she can't see me until the next month, so it's pretty annoying to have to worry about, but yes. What does that mean? I don't understand. I do care enough. Like, I don't want to bring down the mood, so I don't want to really, like, dwell on it too much on stream. It's just that, like, what is it called? It's going down a very not good path. Kind of like, I've seen this in myself before, and if I don't fix it, it could be really bad for me. That's the only thing, you know? Cause with bipolar disorder, it can get really out of hand really fast. So you kind of have to, like, jump at it before it gets too bad. So that's how it is sometimes. On the placement for the building, okay, I wanted it to be over here, but the terrain paint was, like, all messed up. But I guess if I'm redoing the terrain paint, it doesn't have to be. But I wanted to line up this with this, so I think it's better in the end for it to be in the middle. What do you think? I think it is, because the way that the person who made this, Lil Simsy, the way that she envisioned it is that, like, this park is a what is it called? It's like an extension of this little cookout area. So I think this is fine to have in between, because then, like, it's next to the kids park. You can go next door. Although this one has a little slide on it. Maybe I'll change the slide on this one. It just look more well put together. Yeah, I think so too. That's a nice way to put it. It's very good. Okay, but I made a mistake over here. It's not leaking too much. I don't think you can even really tell. But for example, I think it's leaking a little bit. You know how I put the dirt underneath? Okay, that's good. I don't think that's affecting this thing. Hold on. Oh. Wait, but it's open under here anyway, so that's probably fine, right? Oh my god, I'm so picky. I'm so picky. I think it looks fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, you know what I usually get? I mean, you know, I don't know if you eat meat. I think you do. But I'm a vegetarian, so there's not as many choices for me. But choices that I do have, I usually get... Oh, dear God. I usually get Alfredo or eggplant parmesan. Eggplant parmesan is so good. You don't even know. I mean, you probably do know. I don't know how you like eggplants, though, or cream sauce, so... Oh, man. This bush is not the right size for the... For this. I have to, like... kind of... I don't know if I like that. Do I like doing it this way? I think that's nice. Okay. So that's good, this good. This is good. Here, let's do this part. Quite fond of fried tofu crisps. They're so good. Like, I've noticed recently, and I didn't always used to be this way, but like, I will eat almost any style of tofu. Like, I will eat like plain cold tofu right out of the package. I don't know if I'm about that, but I will definitely eat cooked tofu with no toppings or spices. As long as it's like warm or hot, I think it's good because it's nice. Okay. There we go. I'm finding also that with this new method, because it's much easier for me to do, I find myself doing even more terrain paint than usual, because then I get like this more energy to do the terrain paint, I guess. Nice. So it looks like somebody's been sitting there. And then there's this one tofu dish that I had when I was doing... Was that during the study tour? It was either during the study tour that I did, or it was more during like when I was doing the JET program. We might have had like some kind of... I don't know. I'm gonna do that too, because that's kind of like sunken in the ground there. And we'll do this side too. But it's this tofu dish called onsen tofu. And if you know what an onsen is, it's this hot spring. You know, I'm sure you do, but just for anybody else, it's a hot spring that's kind of like a jacuzzi. A hot tub. But it's like all natural sources. And the onsen tofu is basically described like the tofu is taking a bath. That's my best way to describe it, is the tofu is taking their own bath. And I think that is just the cutest thing ever. So adorable. It fills me with much joy to think that this tofu is taking a bath. So, I think it's cute. There we go. I'm wondering if I should put like a little dirt over here, like people have been sitting here a lot. But I'm always like on the fence about that idea, because it's realistic, but to me I don't really think it looks very good. Here, let's do this. Oh, did you get diagnosed with ADHD? I've been wondering myself about, you know, maybe I am autistic or have ADHD or both. My sister has ADHD. I've never been like officially diagnosed, but I have my suspicions. And one thing my therapist like told me, which is like a really good way to feel about it, is like, especially for someone like me whose medication would not do well with like ADHD medication. Actually that looks kind of good. I think I'll keep it. She's like, well, what would you gain from knowing this about yourself? Because it's really expensive. I'm sure you know it's really expensive to get tested and, you know, stuff like that. So, for me personally, I don't know if it would be worth it to get tested at all. I might honestly be okay with a self-diagnosis, as much as I hate to say that. Like, I feel like kind of weird about that, but you know, my mom suspects some things about me, so, you know, she may not be a doctor. She may not know that much about these kinds of things, but she's done a little bit of research and she has her suspicions. Actually, don't like that. I think I wanna... What did I do last? Oh, I did that. Okay, that's fine. Oh. I hope you were okay. Like, that sounds kind of scary. Oops. Oh my, okay. Well, that's good, though, that happened. I mean, it kind of sucks that you have to get, like, tested for a job. It doesn't feel like it's great, but it's, Okay, these are turning out to be kind of dark. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, because you're probably doing the same job you were before, right? So that makes sense that you might have to have a assessment. Yeah, your job is a little scary for me. I hope you understand. I hope you understand. I get triggered very easily by things, so... That's why we have the rules in chat. This turned out to be very dark. I'm kind of upset about it. But... yeah. That's good that you got tested, though. I'm honestly a little jealous, but... It's not serious jealousy. But I would definitely like to know. Because I know that my therapist means well and everything. But probably my primary reason for wanting to know definitively is like, maybe if she knows that I have stuff going on, then she can kind of shift her way of like dealing with me so that, you know, oh, you know, Mir has ADHD or whatever. I know that this method doesn't work on people with ADHD, etc. Kind of, ooh, no. Oh, this is dark. I can tell if I like this. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, I don't necessarily think it would help her that much to help me out, because she's a very good therapist. So she kind of knows, you know, how you go to therapy and your therapist kind of learns how your brain works. So at least she's a good therapist that she does do that. So it's nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's almost done. I honestly already like it much better than it was before, because even though I went very lightly with the mouse, it was still pretty dark, and this one is so much more subtle. Excuse me. Okay, but we gotta fill in these hedges too. Yeah, it's definitely nice to know, especially if you are able to go on medication. That's such a plus, because like, because I'm already taking, you know, meds for bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder meds really do not play well with other types of meds. They're very difficult to like fit together with other stuff. So my psychiatrist straight out told me, she was like, even if you do have ADHD, you will not be able to take any ADHD meds because of these other meds you're on. And at that point, you kind of have to prioritize either one or the other. Which one affects you more? And it's definitely the bipolar disorder is a bit of a monster, so. Okay, there we go. Hey buddy, were you tested? That's so funny. I mean, I don't know how funny it is for you, but I think that sounds pretty funny. I do kind of notice like little things. I've only researched so much because, again, I really feel bad about self-diagnosing because I feel like it's not accurate at all. I'm not a doctor, so can take it as it is, but oh, I don't know if I like that. Hold on. Let me take the grid off. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Cries. But yeah. Like, I notice a little bit that I, like, you know, sway a little at dinner time, you know? It's easy for me to get hyper-focused, but that's, like, the other thing is that, like, hyper-focusing is also a part of bipolar disorder, as far as I understand. So... Oh, that's a little better, I think. Yeah, it's a little better. So it could very well be just like another thing with my bipolar disorder, so. You put together your two emotes and one of them didn't come out right. I'm also on the fence about doing like some dirt underneath this fence. I never used to do dirt underneath the fence, but I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's a lot of extra work, and I don't think I've ever really done it before because of that, so. I mean, that looks fine. I don't know, maybe I'll try it out and see how it looks. I'm gonna make this really tiny. Wait, is this like off the ground? It is a little, so maybe I'll just do these like little pegs here. I want to make them kind of noticeable, but hopefully not too much. Luckily, let me peek from this side, see how it looks. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. I can't really see it on this side. I don't know. Well, it is doing something, so. Okay. We'll keep doing this. It's barely visible. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for though. Like, so that you can kind of tell that something's going on there because it's a little bit different from all the other grass around it, but because I don't know, the way I used to do the terrain paint before was like I use this same like color and stuff, right? But I didn't like, instead of doing it with this brush, which is the brush that I used for like this part, I used this brush and it was darker. It was more opaque. And I definitely think that I like this method better because it seemed a little bit out of place. You know what I mean? Like, it did seem like there was dirt there, but it seemed a little artificial. I feel like with this way, it blends in just a little bit better, and I think I like it that way, so. Yeah, bluegrass. Except, I don't know if there's bluegrass on Seeksum, which is the alien planet. I think they have like neon blue plants there, but not necessarily grass, maybe? Okay. Let's turn this around. There we go. No, too much. But, I don't know if you've been around here for our 100 baby challenge, but, it's going good. It's actually going pretty good. We have 23 babies, which is a lot of babies. I'm just kind of like filling in this part because I want it to be able so that if you look over the fence from the other side, you can at least see that it's like planted. That's what I'm going for. Might even put a little bit in the middle here, as long as it doesn't look like... As long as it doesn't look super dark from this side. There we go. Okay. That looks good. And then we'll do it up against this wall here. Go. Oops. My pen fell. That's okay. Yeah, so if you look at it from this other side, it looks like it's planted. But on this side, like, you can't even tell that there's... I mean, this part might be a little bit dark, but I think that's just how it was. Yeah, I think that's just how it was. So, it's probably fine. Where did my pen go? Okay. Let's see. I'm not quite done with this, but... Okay. That should be good. Yeah, I really like how that looks much better. And I did the dirt here. So I think this is actually done now. I'm much more pleased with this, so... Yeah, it looks nice. And then I did the trees too. Bushes. Okay. We're ready to save and save it to my library. We have 2 bathrooms, 1 bedroom. But yeah, with the mod that I was talking about that Lil Simsy discovered, I might try to do the daycare here. Although the daycare that the person who made the mod, they also made a daycare to fit the mod, was really, really big. So I don't know how it would work on a smaller scale, but we'll just see, I guess. I don't know. So that's kind of nice. Honestly, I'm not in love with the idea of redoing the doghouse, or not doghouse, the dog park again. I don't even really go to dog parks because I actually rarely have pets in my household. I'm definitely gonna get a pet in my legacy challenge. And then maybe, but I think it's gonna be a cat. So I don't necessarily really need a dog park. Maybe when I need it, I'll redo it. But for the time being, I think I want to go next door. This is gonna be a pain. I'm already gonna tell you, it's gonna be a pain to do, but hopefully not as much of a pain as I think it's going to be. So we shall see. This one is also kind of gonna be a pain, but I don't think as much of a pain. Again, I don't think it's gonna be as much of a pain as I think it's going to be. And then another thing I have to do is she also finished some, like I have to do the library. I didn't even renovate that one. And then she should be finishing another building related to this. I can't remember. I haven't finished this one either, so we'll just have to see about it. But I think this one may be done. I don't know. All I know is that, like, these ones are done. So probably all of these are done. From here, the auditorium, to, you know, around. But obviously, like, this one is not done. I haven't touched it. This one is not done. And this one is not done. Oh, we have work to do, but it's okay. Okay. So, I kind of want to do these because they're easy. Let's do these. So. Yeah, it's really a lot of work because if you look at my library, like let's see, so 1, 2, maybe 3. I'm not super attached to renovating this one, but we'll see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, maybe 24. This is where the really light terrain paint started, but I did this one with my mouse. I'm not doing the ones that I'm working on currently with my mouse. And then the ones that have like the heaviest terrain paint is this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh wait, those don't have terrain paint. Some of them I don't actually really have to redo. Like, you know, these ones don't even have the possibility, I don't think, of terrain paint. So, and this one barely has anything. But then there's like this park that has lots of terrain paint, so we'll see. But this one should be easy. It's just the shadows, really, that's gonna get in my way. So let's bulldoze that. And we kind of have already some terrain paint looking stuff going on here, so I might just like start, you know, maybe right here instead of going all along. So we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Let's get to it. But yeah, can barely see this, which is the point. Because I feel like it's too flat without anything, for sure. And I would definitely rather not have to do this. But I think it looks much better with even just a little bit of terrain paint, so. But it's definitely hard with the shadows too, because I don't want to be making my paint like super heavy or anything. But you can at least tell that there's something there. Hey tree, you want to go away? Thank you. I have to zoom in super far though for that. Okay. But like this building is not very large around. So it's one of the easier ones to do because also it is mostly paved. So and like these little parts where there's like, I don't know, something white going on. Okay. Let's turn it around. What was the last one I did? Okay. Okay. Great. That was actually the hardest part, believe it or not. And then I think, I know there's a tree there. Well, it's probably fine to just do this. Usually I'll line the edges of these ones and then do the tree, but because the tree just takes up like the whole thing, I might do something like that. Or maybe I'll do this. Hold on. Maybe I'll do half, like that. So it's at least a little bit more interesting to look at. Ooh, yes. Nice, thank you. Oh, I forgot to turn that one off. I wanted to make that redeem more interesting. Let me see. I meant to turn it off. But that's okay, you get to use it. You get to use it. And these ones I don't really care about. I'm just filling in a box, so. Except I don't want it to go outside. There we go. You're more intrigued by the button. Yes, the button is the one. What does the button do? We will never know. We will never know. Ooh. I mean, you'll never know unless you press the button. That's not true. Ooh, you pressed the button. Congratulations. I have to, because I know somebody else pressed the button, but I reset the bot after that. So I have to make sure that it counts their button press. So hopefully they pressed the button again. Because the only way for me to check if they have that, like, they just have to do it. There's no other way for me to know how many times they pressed the button. So, Zodi, speaking of which, can you, actually, okay. Can you, and are you willing to press the button again? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that after I reset, so you press the button, and then I reset the bot, I had to. So I want to make sure that your button count is accurate. Because what I can do is I can, if it doesn't count your last button, then I can refund you, hopefully still refund you your points from pressing the button the first time so you can press it again. But if you don't want to do it, that's also fine, because it's quite expensive. Oh, I was talking to Zori, but you should be fine. Oh, okay, let me see if I can refund you then, because you've pressed it 2 times, and I want it to be accurate. So, let me see. You're pressing it again? That's awesome. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to go to video producer, please. Can I go to viewer rewards, rewards? Oh, that's not the right thing. Hold on. Please hold. Channel points. Manage. No. Okay. I can do this. Review request reward queue. Yes, please. It can be whatever button you desire. Okay, how do I see them from maybe... Oh, here we go. I can... Hold on. Where's my button? Okay, Zori, I'm going to reject your button. So you should get your stuff back. And you can press the button again so your count is accurate. Or, honestly, you don't have to use it on the button if you don't want to. But I would... You know... I don't know. You might want to. So your button can be accurate. Oh yeah, I was doing another trick with this too. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I fixed it. I fixed it. The ads are playing, by the way. The reason I do this is because I want this to be accurate. Okay. Let's see. Wait, no, can it be purple? Yes, it can be purple. This is the button of your dreams, by the way. This is the button, sorry, the button that you've always wanted to press in your whole life. So. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Amazing. I think that's all, because I got these boxes, right? Yeah. I might want to change up this. Oh, no, wait. I have to do this one, too. Okay, there we go. I was making a bit of renovations to this. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I like this. I kind of want to keep this wall blank. But those are nice. Yes, I like these. Is there a... I don't think there's a... That's like a gross brown color. I think I renovated this recently, so... Bear. There's a bear down there. Maybe I'll make this one this is like the only thing that I'm going to change, really. Where is it? Okay, I want this unicorn one instead. Or is that like a unicorn seal? I think it is. Wait, how high was this before? There we go. I think I like that a little bit better. Gives us a little bit more variety with these posters. Yeah, it's nice. Okay. Okay. I kind of almost want to put a dance mat down here. I don't think yoga would really fit in with the vibes of this thing. The problem is the dance mat is rather large, so. And I also don't know which one I would choose. I could do like this one maybe, but it doesn't exactly like. Okay, hold on. I might make this take up the whole wall too. There we go. I'm not really here to renovate, so I don't exactly... What do you guys think? Does this look too snug, I guess? But it also looks like it kind of fits in though, so maybe I'll keep it. I kind of almost like this one a little bit better because it's kind of red. Maybe I'll choose that one. Okay. And I decided to change back some of these things. Is this? No, it looks better with this one. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Nice. Let's save this one to our library. Maybe I'll make an emote of the button and it can be purple. So we have 6 bathrooms in this gym. Because I don't think Twitch has a pre-made... If they have a pre-made emote for the button... Hold on. I kind of want to check. Alright. Let's check and see. Creator dashboard. Oh, that's cute. I can see my analytics here. Okay. Channel points. Where is it? I know there's a thing where, like, you can see... Hold on. I think I can find it here. Pre-made icon gallery. Yes. Leave the page. Uh-oh. Chrome. Chrome! Please! Okay, there we go. Phew. Yeah, I don't think they have a button, necessarily. They have, like, a bunch of other stuff that, like, why would you have that? Why would you have a wizard hat? What is up with that? Oh well, it's okay. Anyway. Back to this. This is saved. I did save it, yes? Okay. So, that's good. Okay, next, I believe I would like to do this. A wizard hat is cool, but like, what kind of redeem are you gonna put that on? I know that mine don't all have icons that I could definitely do. I like the timeout roulette one. That's kind of fun. There's a straight up timeout redeem, and then there's timeout roulette. I thought that maybe the timeout roulette should be more expensive because you have the chance of not getting timed out. Okay. It is. Here, I'll show you the icon list. This is the icon list of pre-made icons. So I use this one for timeout roulette. I use this one for choose emote. I use this one for straight up timeout. You know, and I have my own emote similar to this one. But, and I think I use this one for my sound alerts. But like all these other ones, it's like, I have no idea what I would even use those for. If you guys have an idea for a fun redeem that I could put this on, or any redeem in general, like, you can always let me know. I'm open to suggestion because I want you guys to be having fun in, you know, the in the chat too. I can only think of so much, you know? So the wizard hat is really cute, so. Okay, let's do this one too. Spicy chip. I don't think, I still have some spicy chips left. What would that icon be? Did you see any icons that the spicy chip could be? Because I want to make as many icons as possible. But not have to make them. Maybe it could be the cross and skull. Yeah, I do. So he says, why did you get rid of the previous redeems? Well, one reason I got rid of some of them is because they relied on my VTuber, and I don't really have a VTuber anymore. I'm hoping that maybe in the future I'm gonna get one again, but we'll just have to see, you know? I don't want to be a face cam streamer, and I really don't like not having any cam whatsoever, so I'm gonna try to be a VTuber. It just might take a while because I don't really have the money at this moment. And then some of them, like, people were redeeming, and then, here's an example. I made a redeem that I would make a Sims building for you, but everybody who was, like, redeeming that one didn't play The Sims, so it kind of made me feel bad about myself. Like, it's like, they just want me to do it for the sake of doing it and not because they want to use the creation that I made. So it like made me feel kind of bad about myself. Like, think about it this way. Like, if you had a redeem for draw me a sketch or something, right? And I drew your sketch. And you looked at it and you were like, wow, that looks really good. And I'm like, oh, you think so? Thank you so much. Here, you can have it now. It's yours now. And then they say like, oh no, thank you. Don't you think that is so rude? I'm not gonna call out anybody because that's also very rude. But like, I just felt so bad about myself. Like, people didn't actually want me to make anything. They just wanted to see that I could do it. So, yeah. So that's why I got rid of some of those ones. I added some other fun Sims ones instead. What else do I have? Hold on. Let me see. There's a lot of them that I just took off. Another reason is that it was actually really overwhelming for me to have so many redeems. Because when I kind of rebranded, not really, all those months ago, I was kind of going for a minimalist kind of setup so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed with all of the redeems. I still kept them, they're just not enabled right now. Let me see. Some of these were sound alerts that don't necessarily like apply now. The karaoke wheel, that's still kind of fun. You know, Japanese only is kind of fun too. You know, some of the stuff, I guess in making stuff more minimalistic, I felt like some of the stuff that I had on that list was a little bit like, how do I say it? It was like I was putting on a show, but in like a bad way. Like the Moe Dioda, Call Me Baka. Like those are still fun things to do, definitely. But I just felt a little bit weird. Like I was like a clown in a circus or something. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's how I felt a little bit when I was performing them, so. But if you guys liked like really certain kinds of them, like I'm willing to think about making them come back, you know? Because I still had fun doing it. It just made me feel like a little bit awkward too. So, I don't know if those chips are still good. We have yet to know. I think my partner might have ate some recently, but they didn't say whether they were like stale or anything, so they probably are. But yeah. So that's why. It's kind of a long answer. I hope it was satisfying. I hope you understand. Honestly, still willing to bring some of those back. It's just, I guess like I was overwhelmed with the amount of redeems and the fact that people were not redeeming them. So if you're really invested in redeeming a very certain redeem, like I am more than happy to bring that back for you. Definitely. So, I just didn't really like having so many redeems that people were not redeeming. Oh, the Baka Mitai was good? Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll bring that back. I just won't be able to do like the little VTuber outfit, of course. Because that was like a special thing for my VTuber, obviously. So, I don't know if I'll bring it back because it did have a little bit of setup to play on stream. So I have to set it up again. I can't exactly put it back like right away. So, head pat. Do you like, here's a question for you. Do you like the head pat even if there's no like visual for it? That's what I would like to know. Because I think it's more interesting with the visual, but for sure. Okay. Because we also have a pat command. So you can use that as well if you want to, but I can bring back the actual redeem too. That one would be really easy to bring back because of the fact that I don't have the pat on there. It doesn't have to be you that I'm petting. Yeah, if you use the pat command, you can pet literally anything. There's also a bonk command. Like, let me go through the list a little bit. Because I have a lot of fun commands that you can type in the chat that do stuff too. That's pretty fun. Like, you know, we have a love percentage. We have, you know, the bonk one. We have, I'm working on getting the point system up. It's just not ready yet. So we'll eventually have that as well. You know, if you use certain emotes, Miradoppa will respond with the same emote. Oh, does that one not work? She's supposed to... Hold on. Oh, that's why. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let me try that again. There you go. She does that with the wave too. So if you wave, she will wave back. And then Chef Tato, I was telling him how there's a countdown to my birthday. You know, we have a sale command right now because Sims is on sale right now. There's the typical lurk and unlurk. There's also this one. If you like want me to take a break and stop streaming, you can do that if you want to. It doesn't take any points or channel points or anything, so let me see. You can also get your watch time. So there's a lot of things you can do like within the chat. Oh, I can't do it because I'm the broadcaster, but you can do a lot of things within the chat itself as well, as the rewards. So, oh, thank you. Yes. And that watch time is not necessarily super accurate, so I'm hoping that when I bring the point system over to this bot, it will be more accurate. But that's like the total amount of time that you've watched me like ever. So that one is not accurate. It's just 4 hours since I... Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a little distracted. It's 4 hours since I had set up the bot, so. Yeah, you've definitely been here more than 4 hours, that's for sure. Let me drink more water too. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think this one is done though. I did not redo. I wonder if I should have this switch in here, because in my mind, this switch is the older switch. And this is like a pub, so I might keep this switch. Just that. Yes. So I'm gonna do that. Let's do 2 switches here. Yeah, it does. It resets every stream too. So basically, if you guys, I mean, I don't necessarily have to explain this, but if you didn't know, I switched to a different type of bot that is way highly customizable than like any other bot. So I do that instead of Stream Elements now, but Stream Elements has the point system, so I think it's more fun. But because this bot is the most customizable, like you can just build the point system in, but because it's not built in to the bot itself, you have to like set it up. So, but yeah, because it's so highly customizable, I was able to put like basically multiple actions within that one command or one reward. So a lot of people, for example, have rewards for timing out, but then they time the person out manually. My bot doesn't have to do that. Like when you redeem the timeout command, it will time you out immediately. So it's even cooler in the way that like it can work with rewards. It can work with like, you know, obviously it can, what is it called? It can announce like raids and stuff. Ooh, how do you guys like that? I kind of like it. I'm trying to match it with floor. I think I'll change that. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of exciting that this new thing is so customizable. I think I want that like really high up on the... So basically, whenever the bot says, hey Mira, you need to drink water, because it's on a timer too. There's a timer for telling me to drink water. And then there's also the redeem that you guys can do to tell me to drink water. And it basically adds up every single time. So even if I kind of forget and I miss a part to drink water, it's still kind of fun to just have that, so. Okay, I think I want to put a fence here to kind of differentiate this. It's kind of nice. Maybe I'll make it black though. But yeah, we can do like multiple actions and things. Okay, let's try that. Wait, what? I thought I had black. No? Oh, I clicked this one instead. But another exciting thing, not related to the bot, is that, ooh, yeah, I like that much better. Is that we're getting horses in The Sims, if you did not know. We're getting horses! No. Well, that one's more interesting. I liked this black one better. Okay. Okay, I like that much better now. Okay. I think that's everything. I kind of want to put a switch by this stage too. I like to put these switches like almost literally everywhere. Is that the same height? If it goes down one, then it's the right height for downstairs. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. This is nice. Very nice. Okay. I think I'm done. Because I already redid like every single, like these are mostly done lots that I'm using here, so it's nice. Okay, let's save this one too. It has no bedrooms, it has 2 bathrooms. We're gonna overwrite it. Let's see, okay. Oh yeah, I guess I should make a command for my gallery ID too, in case people want it. But that's not really something just anybody would want. Wait, is there? What about... Oh my god! What the heck? That's scary! I don't know. Does it look good when it's higher up? I feel like it does, but... Oh my god. That's terrifying. Okay. Maybe this one can be higher up. Because I don't really like it super low. There. Maybe there is good. Okay. We'll do that. No. There. Okay. But yeah, we have a lot of counters in here. They're mostly for like my dollhouse streams, so you guys can't use those. But if you're interested, I did have a hiccup counter, but I didn't bring it back, so I could always bring that one back. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Okay, those 2 are done too. Can you tell I'm avoiding this one? I kind of want to do it though. Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. And then I kind of want to change the slide because even though I feel like this slide matches more, there's a whole other slide that's exactly the same on the other side. So, and we used to only have one slide. However, we are now lucky enough to have this other slide. And I don't know what color I want to make it. I kind of want to make it blue. There's also a yellow one, and there's this orca one. This slide was yellow before, so I wonder if I should maybe make it yellow again. It's not exactly the same shade, but... Okay. Need the grid here. Wait, okay. Here you go. Okay. We'll see if that looks good. But we are gathered here today to change this up. That is why we are here. And so... Ugh, that was painful. Okay. Maybe we can make it even better though. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna start with this dirt first. And I think I'm gonna make it the most solid it can be. Because this part is the solid part of the ground. And I don't exactly remember what it looked like before, but it's kind of just gonna follow the lines of all this foliage that is. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm probably going to like go over with an eraser and change it anyway. This third part is going to be really opaque. That's actually a nice curve there. So I definitely feel like this could be like thinner. But I also kind of like how it has this curvy look to it. Oh, maybe I'll use an eraser and that'll be better. Yeah, like there. Okay. And we're gonna fix the edges. They look very, very jagged at this conjuncture. This point in time. But... And I'm probably just kind of fill in this here. And we'll use the other type of terrain paint that I was gonna use to kind of correct it. Okay, let's twist this around a little bit. Here we go. I'm gonna maybe... Does that look? It does look kind of erased. Okay, that should be fine. Probably gonna have to do this here. A little hard to see. There we go. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. I wonder if I should make it go all the way up to this little playground equipment. That might be for the best. Because before it looked kind of weird. Oh, it didn't, it didn't really line up. Oops. Ah! Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's get this bench. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Ah! Be okay. I'm just gonna make this straight for now. And then let's curve it. Okay. And then I do want to that's a little bit better. I'm gonna need to connect these two. The path might end up being a little bit thicker than it was before, like probably significantly thicker than it was before, but it might work out in the end because, like, I wasn't super happy about these benches being not on the path, I guess. And if the path is thicker like this, then they can be on the path. And we're gonna put sand in this sandbox too. Oh. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I don't like that though. That's better. And then for the final test, I think I'll get rid of these oak trees so I can see the path a little bit better, but I think I need to erase part of this. Oh, I mean, that's fine. A little bit better. Okay. Save the game. And then because terrain paint is so glitchy, I'm gonna save this too, except I'm gonna save it as a new one. Pro tip for you there if you play The Sims. Okay. This part looks fine, but this part looks a little bit weird, so I might have to make this even thicker on this side. But I think in general, like, it looks pretty good. I just have to make it a little thicker over here. That might be good, actually. I might have to... maybe even thicker. I don't know. I just can't get this tree in my way. So annoying. Okay, let's check that. Still looks kind of weird. Maybe if I just reduce the dirt over here too. That might be better to do. No. Let's try this. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. That wasn't so bad. What about over here? I think what I'll do over here is I will erase a little bit and then kind of do the same thing I did. That might be good. Although these are like super jagged, so. But we're gonna try to fix that, so. There we go, that might be good. Just... yeah, that's gonna be good once we actually fix up these edges too. Okay. That was a primary part of this. Unfortunately, there's a secondary part to this. And also a very small tertiary part to this. So... okay. If I overwrite this, it should probably overwrite the new one that I made. Hopefully. I think it did, yeah. So. Okay. Nice. Now the secondary part is going to be... we're gonna put some of this stuff around so that we can kind of blend the dirt and the grass together. Oh no. Oopsie. And when I did this with my doll houses, I actually ended up making the blended part a bit darker. So I might have to redo that one, but it's not gonna be the end of the world if it's a little bit dark too. Because I really want to emphasize the fact that, you know, I really want to blend this in together, so I might not be able to do it very well unless I make it a little bit darker, so. Also, these trees are like super annoying. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a tree, or I'm gonna put a bush there. That's like where the tree is supposed to go. And then, oops. And then I'm gonna move this tree, because I did a bit of rotating, and I don't want to rotate them again. I don't want to have to. I'm just gonna move them out of the way while I do this. The zoom with the stylus is like very dramatic. Okay, that's perfect actually. Okay. And I think where the plants meet the sidewalk, I'm not gonna worry too much about those. So I think, okay, hold on. I think I want to start over. Okay. Let's move these trees out of the way. Again. This is very tedious, and I wish I could not care about it. Ah! Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try not to go over with it 2 times. But I'm gonna press a little bit longer, like especially with this part here. In order to blend it, that looks so much more blended than... I think I wanna... Yeah, let's rotate that. Oops. Looks good so far. Ish. Yeah, these are gonna be hard to blend in, but it might look okay. Let's see, rotate this. It's a little too dark. There we go. This area is kind of dark, but I don't know if there's really anything I can do about it. I want to redo it. The urge is strong. Maybe I'll... Okay. I don't know. Something looks a little bit off about that. But also not at the same time. I think I need to suck it up. Honestly, I think I just need to kind of suck it up. Okay, so... Let's see. Let's see. I would like to do that. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for this part over here. It might mean that I have to do the inside path in there a little bit. Over a little bit, but it would be fine. Let's see if I have to. I probably do. Actually, no, I don't. So that's nice. Okay, let's keep on trucking. Let's see, I might wanna... Instead of doing it like that, I think I would rather... I might have to like fine tune so that it blends in a little bit better. I feel like that is better. But regardless, I must continue on and then we will fine tune. Oops. No, 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 no. This one. Oops, no! Okay. Tis fine, tis fine. I'm gonna have to rotate this one a lot. Because it's a gazebo. Okay. I'm gonna get the plants later. I just really want to get these edges first. No, I don't want it that. I think maybe my mistake is I have to... Or I should do it on the outer edge instead of trying to blend it in the middle, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. This tree is in the way. That looks fine. Okay. We carry on! That looks really dark. It needs to be a nice balance, you know? It's a pretty good balance. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have done the thickest, like the most opaque dirt for this. You know what I mean? I feel like that was maybe my mistake in the first place. Because it still looks pretty good, I would say. Like, let's delete these for like 2 seconds. Compared to this over here, this was just a little bit more dark than what this one was before. I think I'm being too picky about the jaggedy edges, because you're always gonna have jaggedy edges in The Sims. It's just a thing. What would you say? Would you say that's good? I don't know. Okay. Well, let's get our trees back. Okay. That's what I wanted. And then I think I'll put these trees, because this tree was here. And then this tree. Oh, dang it. Was over here. I'll keep the bushes there because I have to do the... We're gonna do the sand last because it has to be the top layer. So... Looks pretty good. Maybe I'll do a little dab here. This rock. Oh no, I'm doing the wrong one! No! I was like, why does it look so weird? I need this one. Whew, that was close. Okay. Okay, that's good. Let us save the game. And also save to the library. Excuse me. Okay, now these plants over here. Where'd my bush go? Did I delete it? I did delete it. I need that bush. I need that bush! Okay. Let's take this away. Yeah, that's good. Okay. There are very several phases to this. Very several. I don't want this to be too dark. I do want it to stand out. Okay, that's good. Do this. And then where is that tree? I might have to do the bush tactic again. Because I really don't need you disappearing on me, bush or tree. But I do need the place of where you are located. No, I don't want to do that. It's a little better. It did cut into this over here, but I think that's fine. And then I did it around this. It is a little bit dark, but it's like compared to this over here. I don't know. I can redo that one easily though. Why don't I do it right now? This is fine. let's try this again. There we go. This is already much better. And then let's go back. Last thing I did was the tree, so I need to do these over here. Go. That's fine. We're gonna need another bush. What is this? There we go. That's better. Oh, no, I need it to not be in my face though. Okay. The ads are running. You guys aren't gonna miss anything, trust me. Okay. That looks good. Then I don't put any terrain paint underneath the grass. That's like way too much effort. Let me pull up this really quick. Oh, that's a little dark. Let's try again. Much better. Okay. It's good. Okay. I feel like there should be more dirt, like, kind of leaking into this. Like that. I feel like that's more reasonable. Maybe I will be able to do kind of same thing over here. You know? And I don't think I really have to redo some more of these. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. I don't really like how dark it makes the other side of this, is the problem. Maybe that was a mistake. At least over here. Oh, it was kind of always like that. Okay. Well, too late, I guess. It's fine. It's natural to have, like, different things, different, what is it called? Different opacities around, so. Oh no, that's wrong. I think that's better. Okay, let's try again. Much better. Okay. Okay. And then this is the last plant part. Okay. I think I need some more. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. Because these ones that are meeting the... Well, maybe that's a little bit much. Let's see. I'm gonna... Just to compare some of these. No, these are fine. These are fine. Okay. Okay. Ah, the second phase is done. Okay. So now that that's done, we kind of have to do objects. Which is also kind of annoying. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. You know, again, this is much easier on me than the first time because I have a different method of doing this. So... I'm gonna do these with 2 strokes instead of 1. Okay, and then we're gonna paint the... like this part here. So that is as if people have been, you know, kind of sitting there for a good while. It's kind of fun. Got the trash can. These blankets wouldn't leave a mark, but this picnic table would. Okay, and then we only have to do one side of the seats because the other side has blankets. Go. That's kind of fun there. Now for this ship thingy. Not super excited about it. Oops. But hey, it's looking better this time around. For sure. Although, should I have just like a... okay, hold on. Please hold. What if I took an even bigger brush? I honestly think this is the way to go, though. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then we'll do a smaller one for there. And then I think I'll make like a little dirt path. Like kids have been sliding down this. Like that. And then maybe like another tiny little one here. Just some small ones. That one's a little darker than the others. There we go. And then all the way around it has a light thingy. Oh, and here too. Let's do here too. Nice. We're just gonna go all the way around like that. That's better. Okay. So that's done. Honestly, let's do this too. That's good. Okay, let's see. I think I might even want to do this for the gazebo too. Just like a little tiny bit. So you can barely see, but you can still like tell. It's got a little bit going on there. Let's do these picnic tables. And these ones have umbrellas in the middle, so I'm gonna put some, you know, dirt and stuff where the umbrella is standing to. So this one will have a lot of terrain paint underneath it. And yes, I am using the grassy one on purpose because underneath the dirt is grass and more dirt. I don't know. Okay. That one looks good. Let's do this one. Okay. This whole park is like red, white, and blue. And I did not intend for that to happen. I just liked the red and the blue. Go. On the other side. Okay, those are done. Let's maybe put some under these. And then let's get around to these benches. And then we shall put some paint under here. Like that. And we gotta do it to all of these benches. these two benches over here too. Yeah, there's a thing already here. Oh, probably because I did it. Okay. Okay, and then this bench over here. Oh, no, wait, I already did that one. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's save. Let's add it to the library. Now we have to do these jungle gyms. Those are a little bit dark. I don't know, I'm starting to fall off this light train, although it might just be like this lot type, you know, because I have to have a little bit darker of edges and stuff. Not the lot type, but like the park type, I suppose. The way that this park was intended is... That looks good. I think it looks better than when it was, I used to do these with like the little tiny lines. And I think that's not as realistic. I don't know. Go. Okay. There's just one more thing that we have to worry about, and these swings are just a nightmare to do straight terrain paint with. So, I've come up with a strategy to doing this. Do something like that. You know what? Similar, but not the same angle for some reason. Okay. Okay. Let's get back our terrain paint. Honestly though, even if it's better than the original one that I had made, I think that's gonna be enough for me to be satisfied with it. So... Oh well. does that look? Ooh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's delete that one. Okay. Yay! See, that makes it so much easier to do that. Okay. I'm trying to see if maybe I'm missing something, but I think it's finally done. Oh, yeah, we have to add the sand now. Let's see. Which one should we do? Should we do this? This is a base game one. Actually, there's a lot of base game ones, but I think I like this one the best. This one looks a lot like you would see in, like, what is it called? Sandboxes and stuff. Okay. I can't tell if it leaked out or not, but it's probably fine. I might actually put some dirt underneath these edges here. I think that's what I want to do. Because the sandbox itself is like kind of in the ground. Yeah. Looks pretty good. This is difficult. That's the best one I got. Okay, now we gotta put the sand back in again. Okay. You can barely tell there's underneath there, but I like it. I like it. Okay. Now we can save and save to our library too, but now what I want to do is make a comparison. Okay. So we have this one here. And I'm gonna take out the trees to show what it looks like with all the terrain paint. So it does look so much lighter than I remember the other one being. The only problem is the jaggediness. So I might have to fix that. But let's place down the original and see what that would have looked like. Because if it's any lighter and still jaggedy, then I may have made progress. No, this one is less jaggedy. Oh no. Might have to rethink. Okay. Put the new one back. Because I really liked how it was looking. This is why I didn't want to do this lot. It's like this place looks fine, but like you can see. Is it me? Am I just seeing something that's not there? You know what I mean? Let me see. What happens if I like go over like this? I don't know. I might have to refine this. Okay, I would have to redo it if I did this, but this is why I wanted to not do this a lot. Okay, I have a strategy for next time because I'm not gonna do this again. I don't want to do it again. My problem was I made this all the way so that you can really see the jaggedy lines, but if I had a softer brush, then it wouldn't have been as much of a problem, so I'm gonna have to redo it again. Okay, I'll just keep it as is right now, though. And I'll do... Excuse me, I'll do the terrain paint again. Let's do an easy one now. Because I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna just delete this one. Okay. So up until here, they're pretty much done. Let's do... Maybe we'll do the Sweet Treats Sugar Bowl. Because this one is easy. We'll try again. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna be easy because this is the only part of it that is even remotely exposed to the grass. I can't tell if I like the bright grass on this. I think last time I might have used that grass. See, this is what I'm going for. I hate it when things are in my way, though. Okay. Oh, there's a light switch outside here. Oopsie. Okay. that too dark? Maybe just a little bit. Let's go from over here. That. Okay. I think that's good for the main part of it. Now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this really big. Do that. Like that. Okay, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna do the same trick that I did before with this one. And the little gingerbread person's feeties are touching the ground. Like that. Okay. Last thing to do before we check the renovation, because I think I have to... Oh, perfect. This one doesn't even really need to be. Re-rotated, thank God. Okay. But, oh, perfect. Okay. Perfect. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Great. Okay. So that's done. Now I want to check this. Because I think the switch is... Oh no, wait. This switch is done. This switch over here is done. Although I think I want to put it just like right up against the store. Like that. Okay. Is there... There's one over here. I think I do want to put one in here too. Is it far up enough on the wall though? That is the question. It is not. There we go. That's better. And I changed the toilet paper. I don't think there is really much else to do. Oh, I think I need to scoot this over a little tiny bit. I don't want it to show on the wall. Oh, it's really out there though. don't know if this is worth it. Yeah, this might be too much. Oh well, I'll just put it back to where it was before. Okay. That's good. I think that's good. Great. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, save the game. Oh yeah, and the lot traits for this are clothing optional, convivial, and romantic. And the staff is gummy bears. I like it. Okay, overwrite this one. I really am thoroughly disappointed about, what is it called? The one that I just tried to do. That's so annoying. The Newcrest Crunchy Club is kind of going to be the same thing. So we have 3 different ones that are very heavily reliant on terrain paint. One is the children's park that I just tried to do. 2 is Newcrest, although I think that one's going to be much easier to deal with. And then 3 is the Newcrest Park, the dog park. And then also Foundry Cove, I suppose. So this one is really not heavily reliant on terrain paint, so I'm gonna go here and do this one because there is a teeny tiny box. Here we are, and here's the box. Okay. So again, this terrain paint is really light. However, I still want to redo it. For peace of mind. Okay, that's really shady. I was not prepared for that, but that's okay. So normally I do this size, but I think for a smaller one like this one, I'm gonna tone it down. Oh, oopsie, that's not the right thing. I wanted this one. Yeah, this one is much better for smaller areas. Let's turn this around. There we go. Okay, that looks great. Oh, no. That's a little bit better. Although, I don't know. I'm gonna try to make this one as light as possible. That's a little too light, actually. That's the best I'm probably gonna be able to do. Hello, cherry tree. Let's try this angle instead. It's hard because it disappears. But I think I have to do it more toward And the world is also breaking, so that's great. That honestly might be fine. It's hard to tell because the tree keeps disappearing. Which is very annoying, frankly, but... You know what I might do, actually? I hate that I have to use this method, but I will do it if I have to. Here we go. Okay, this is about where the cherry tree would be. I still feel like I need it to be like more toward this way. I gotta get rid of this bush. Too much, I can't tell. It needs to be a good balance. You know... I think that's good. I'm overthinking this, but yes. Okay. Save the game. This one have? It has some of them, yeah. We shall save this. That's nice. Okay. What next? Let me open my gallery and see. Because if it is easy enough to do, I have about 14 minutes, 15 give or take. And I have to redo this one. Like there's a new version of this one. Let's see. I mean, Hare and Hedgehog is really easy too. Let's do this one. Where is Windenburg? Yay! Okay. But yeah, there's really not much of landscaping going on. Most of it is in boxes, so that's really nice for me. Okay. We actually... I understand why this one is here, but maybe I should choose a different one. Oh my god, doesn't that fit so well? Kind of. But also this has sidewalk, so... And then there's also this one. I think this is what was there before. Possibly. I don't know. I can't see, like... any other place. Like, this is all kind of brick stuff. So maybe I'll change it. Although, the thing next door had the other one, so maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep it this way. Kind of like my stuff to blend in a lot, so... There we go. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this, because it's kind of like a planter box. Although I made it so that you can, you know, step inside if you wanna pee or woohoo. So... so I made it... I didn't close it all the way. Which is the nature. Okay, I do want to... Oops. There we go. Just move that a little so that I can, you know... There we go. Okay. Okay. And then now... No, I'll only do one. And then this thing... I'm gonna do a big circle. That's good. Okay. Let's do these. Okay. Okay, and then this is really similar to the other one. I had to play test these bushes, so I'm trying to put them back in the place where they were before. So... But okay. Switching over. I'm gonna do it from this side first. I think I did this one a little bit dark, but it's kind of fine because I think you can barely see it anyway. Okay, and then where's my tree? Ah. Oops. Okay, I think that's proper in there. Let's put this back where it's supposed to be, and then make this nice and big. That looks good to me, kind of. These all have dirt underneath them, good. Probably didn't even take me the 15 minutes. Okay. It kind of did. We can end early a little bit if we want to. I don't think I want this. I think I want the other one. But it's so annoying to find these things. Where is it? I know it's gotta be in the same category. Like, come on. If it's not in the same category, that would be ridiculous. Wait, what is this one called? Where did it go? Maybe hold? No? Utensil? Okay. Honestly, that's a perfect place. Should I make it... Oh, I'll make it black. And then this I'm gonna put down there. Yeah, I like that down there better. And then I want to put the new... Where is it? The new soap dispenser that I got with the kit. Here we go. We'll just make it... Maybe we'll make it gray. No, black is better. Okay. And then why the heck are these two different colors? Okay. Let's go upstairs. Let's redo this a little bit. Oh no. There we go. There we go. This really is very silly of me, but I can't help it. Okay. I like it, I like it. Okay. Nice. I think that one is done. I already did like all of these ones. I like it. Okay. Save the game. There's 3 bathrooms. Cool. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I think that's where I'm gonna end off. We did end a little bit early today, but I'm really frustrated about that park, but I think I kind of want to just do a bunch of this off stream and get it out of the way because I feel like it's not very fun to watch. But I know people say otherwise, but I would rather be doing something else on stream than this. So I'm gonna try to do all of them tonight, but I don't want to push myself either, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what we're gonna do next time we do gameplay. I'll just have to see how I feel because I really liked that scenario yesterday, but I feel like it wasn't really my kind of thing, if you know what I mean. It just felt like it was not what I usually do. But the other option would be to do 100 Baby because I don't really want to start anything new. Thank you to Zori. Otsukare. Everybody, otsukare. You guys did a good job. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. I'm really glad I got your bud and redeem all caught up too, so that was very nice. The ad is gonna start soon, so I want to see if there's anybody to raid. I didn't really see anybody. Let me see. Oh, you know what we want to do is Spring Sims is playing with horses in The Sims 3 as he gets ready for the horse pack, so maybe we'll raid him. Let me see. I've raided him before. He's very nice about it. Let's see. So no raid message or anything. We're just gonna kind of pop on by over there. So thanks again. His chat is on follower or subscriber only, so that's only a downside, but he's very sweet, so I recommend you following him anyway. So I will see you guys later.